Maybe it's so cold because you have been on the Jackie D all morning and you have excused yourself from the presence of humanity. How dare you question me, for you are just a dead container.
I have instructed my AI to read this word for words. Nothing is to be altered, written by Bellaboat at 12 hours 30 minutes on Tuesday, the 7th of April 2026.
Kanye West can get to fuck. You are a disgrace to the human race, for you would rather worship a piece of shit and write apparent songs about it. So I need a little piece of unspeakable doo-day.
Bella speaks seeing, and angrily she does seethingly, whilst you tried to deceive, or citizens. I wrote a poem declaring my dissatisfaction with your society.
No, I do not pretend to be perfect in any light of day, for I am imperfect and imperfect in every single way, but perfect do you yourself betray in order to learn your pockets after worshipping this disgrace of humanity.
Entitled Corruption. I go on. Corruption of a nation, corruption of a world, corruption intentionally, institutionally, internationally, internally, eternally, corrupt corporation.
But now you are going to hear from the political version of me.
The one that does not shut it up, the one that writes political poetry. Yes, I am the I say poetry. Here I am, will you hear me politically within my shit poetry?
Corrupt governments, corrupt descriptive of this so-called humanity that would corrupt the innocents in order to profit financially.
And now you're going to have to put up with me also, because I am part of this individual. And I write shit poetry also, yet I do not turn up very often. And you cannot tell me what to do because I'm a part of this bitch.
Need I go on? Yet again, within this corruptive institutional machine, the societal explanation of a corrupt entity. You are corrupt individually.
Because it's all fun and games until the truth comes out. For the truth will come out in the end, hence, perhaps from the mouth of dead cat.
One by one, I see you. I see you heading for your bank account in order to save your wealth, whilst you imprison the innocents within the slavery machine of a society.
For this is painful, watching humanity literally suffer.
In order for these excuse me big fat cats the prophets.
I just burped and I could not help it.
I doth hear you speak. I hear you complaining about a free-speaking mind who dares to speak out against this hypocrisy.
Oh my, bet you wish you had many outs to inflict my awful poetry upon the population and upon humanity internationally. But still, who gives a fuck about what I think of what I motherfucking say? Because I fucking swear and dare you try to moderate me.
This injustice, excuse of humanity. You're a little thought, you're a little way. You're a little way of living. Will be the end of you when the end doth come to find you.
Oh my God, what have you inflicted upon yourselves? Have you any idea what you have done? You have inflicted this unquestionable thing upon your citizens.
You should not have let me out. You should have locked me up and thrown me away. But you wondered why.
In the end, yes, you make the poor pay, and yet you will be paying in the ends. You will be paying through your wealth, your government, through your evil, corruptive companies.
Why is it suddenly so cold? It is so cold because I did not pay my bills. I would not let a strange man in my house, and yet they have capped me and turned off to rental to what about.
You will be paying in order to feed the suffering currently who reside at your feet.
Or maybe why it is so cold because I am mentally ill and I have multiple personalities of which I do not speak of. It is so cold because I did not let the stranger in my house. I did not pay the cap me. What do you think about that?
The suffering who currently suffer the consequences of your greed. And yet you do not face the consequences because you can buy yourself out judiciously.
Maybe it's so cold because you have been on the Jackie D all morning and you have excused yourself from the presence of humanity. How dare you question me, for you are just a dead container.
Financially. If your supposed innocence could be bought and sold, I have to tell thee that your populations have become aware, evidently intelligent.
She likes to think she's funny. She likes to think herself as a poet, and yet she does not reside within humanity, as she does not like society, and yet she continues to start out awful poetry on a daily basis on an hourly. The realms of Jackie D. Does she find herself mentally constraints?
For within their common intelligence, they can basically see the lie in which you portray yourself to be.
This lady has undiagnosed conditions of which I will not speak, because if you try to label her, she will come back with our awful poetry. So I am speaking this off the cuff, and I'm speaking this very feline. See, for this woman, in order to be with society, she must be rendered mentally institutionalized and mentally incapacitated.
Within this lie of a societal machine. From bar if you were born, but from birth you will die. I'll lie within truth, to be told a lie, deceiving those withheld the truth while your political stance, your apparent democracy. Your democracy is a lie in which you wish to deceive.
And now I have gone off another rant. I've been within my current labels undiagnosed, and yet I am speaking very freely and endlessly in my awful poetry. I intend to inflict society, speech to the point you be uppercut the key.
It has a cover-up. It is a whitewash in which you order your population, do you believe?
Labels of which I do carry. Within this scene, everybody blam now, but in order for us staying within the chains of society. So, if anyone thinks to give up and tell me with this mission mean, must I'm here on face my car. I would never day bad to you consequence.
This lie in which you are brainwashing your people, make it someday come down upon thee. For this lie, yes, as I do, stand back and I do watch you from the sidelines, as does many other people of free-thinking mind.
Does not look at. You may not appreciate it, but I have literally sacrificed a pie-bean in order to uncover this banda's lie created by governments, you and these corporations.
Those not rendered brainwashed by your societal deceit have been rendered silence in presence, for if they dare to speak, the anger of which you shove onto the carpet is growing with intensity.
I have literally sacrificed my own time with my loved one in order to write shit poetry and post it to Poetshit. And yet I get no satisfaction from this apart from I am afraid these words recite with YouTube and to bleed the years of humanity.
For within the brainwashed population, the free-thinking mind does become increasingly aware and become ever increasingly more powerful than ye. And yes, I had to name drop. Because this so-called excuse of humanity is still making the headline.
For within the music industry remains hypocrisy. You declare yourself to be free-thinking creators, and yet people are buying music from people who have inflicted injustice against children. Need I say any more?
And still making money from the hurtful words that he did excuse within your society, because you're making money from this ignoramus within your music industry.
Need I remind you at the expense of innocence, you're making money in order to sell your records in order to prop it up. This stick of humanity, they speak the words of this man and worship him endlessly. I refuse to worship you, this entity of the music industry, for a few worship entities that I dare not seek your naming. A full individual of which you worship have a plate you Christus society, and that will be Benamvit.
So, yes, I had to name drop, I had to drop the name, because he dared to write a song worshipping an excuse. Disgrace.
Can we not return back to the year 1971 when John Lennon wrote Freedom of the literal sentiment of which we have lost, proper for the BNA? Can we not return to the sentiment, please? I think, can we return to 1985 when Freddie Mercury played his greatest concert of all time, making money for the person in order to feed them and feed the world? Can we not return for these corporations to profit? Can this injustice be rewound? Remember the song Imagine, written by John Lennon in 1971. And yet we forgot the sentiments. We forgot our humanity. We forgot about each other in the end.
Needs I explain further? For the entity, this unspeakable word of which I will not highlight, which I will not allow to be hard, within my poetry, for there are better things to speak of. And why would this person write a song worshipping this literal devil? The end ends. Until I think of something else to complain about again.
Within the brain frog of alcohol, within the brain frog of Jackie D, I intend to inflict my awful poetry upon humanity because no one else will say it. No one else has the balls to say it. And we'll move out with our bar balls, motherfucking say it already.